All right, today is the day, tonight is the night. Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua goes down live on Netflix. If you want to watch me, I'll be doing a live whilst the fight is happening as well. So, there's been a lot said leading up to this fight. Of course, as we know, he went from 135, Gervonta Tank Davis, to now 243, which is very lean for Anthony Joshua. And of course, anyone that says that this isn't a real fight, that this is a staged fight, that if there's any kind of contracts where you've got to hold back or whatever, right? Everyone's denied that. Everyone said it's not happening. So we've got to take it all at face value. And Eddie Hearn has gone out there and said, you know, of course he's putting his name to this. Of course this is a real fight. And Jake Paul is saying that he will sue anyone that says that. And of course, he's sending a cease and desist to Deontay Wilder, who still isn't sure, by the way, if this is a real fight.
That's the part I don't know. I don't know if it's legit or not. You know what I mean? This is the first time we're seeing Paul actually fight a fighter.
I'm saying it's a real fight, right? I don't think Anthony Joshua would do this. I did a video yesterday where I talked all about the ramifications of if he was to lose. And of course, he was out there saying that he was going to end someone's life, talking about Anthony Joshua. YouTube are very strict, so I don't want to say the words K-I something L, right? Because they're being crazy right now. But we all saw what Anthony Joshua said, and Anthony Joshua isn't messing around. He's a very, very serious man with a very serious career, right?
I'm just going to outclass him. I'm a serious fighter.
He's got a very serious career. He's worked tremendously hard at it. And this is a bit of a circus sideshow. Of course it is, right? I don't care whether the fight's real, fixed, fake, whatever. It doesn't matter. This is definitely a bit of a sideshow, okay? But he's getting paid $92 million. So fair play to Anthony Joshua, fair play to Jake Paul. They are capitalizing on their moment. They're making a ton of money, right? It's insane. Anthony Joshua has made a load of money. So has Jake Paul, right? And going forward, if Anthony Joshua was to lose, I don't know how he makes money in the world of boxing going forward. I really don't, because it would be the biggest embarrassment to not only British boxing, to any boxer walking the face of the earth, right? We as fighters, we hold our ability to fight very dear to our hearts. It's something that we are extremely proud of, okay? It's our ego that makes us want to fight in the first place. And the fact that people are out there saying that Anthony Joshua is going to lose, the fact that people are saying that he's going to get knocked out, and the fact that if he did lose, it would be the biggest embarrassment for any boxer walking the face of the earth, I don't think Anthony Joshua is going to mess around. And a lot of people, including AJ, I say he's going to go out there in the first minute and get it done.
You're going to get f***ed up.
And that is probably my prediction. It took him 2 rounds against Francis Ngannou. We know that Jake Paul is saying that he's going to take him out in 6, 7 rounds or whatever it is, right?
Probably the 6th or 7th round knockout.
There's no chance on earth that he truly believes it, right? There's no way, right? When do you look at Anthony Joshua and think, oh God, yeah, this guy's past his best. He got knocked out by Daniel Dubois, all right, for sure, and he lost to Usyk, yeah. But look at him. Oh man, he's slow, he can't punch, he's got no chin, right? He's not an athlete, right? And we saw Jake Paul, he's playing up to all of this stuff at the press conference he was talking about. Look at this guy's legs. Look at the skinny legs on him, just like Tyson Fury does. He calls him a bodybuilder, right?
Yeah, we could do a double face-off, but I just believe I'm going to smash you. I'm going to smoke your boy.
He top heavy. Look at them legs. Chicken legs. Man, I said I smell fear. I see something in his eyes. I truly do.
Now Jake Paul's going after the legs. Jake Paul's getting in his face at the weigh-ins. He's like touching him on the chest and all the rest of it. But it does seem that he's hitting a nerve with Anthony Joshua, right? And Anthony Joshua is a very serious man, and he's a very serious boxer. And I talked about it yesterday, how you can die in the sport of boxing, and between 10 and 13 people per year pass away in this sport, which is not a game. However, Jake Paul is approaching it like a game. It doesn't seem that he's giving Anthony Joshua any respect whatsoever.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down, falling down.
It doesn't seem that there's any inclination of doubt in his mind, because it's written in the stars. Written in the stars that you can go from fighting washed up guys, 58-year-old Mike Tyson's, to all of a sudden taking on Anthony Joshua. All right, granted, not quite in his prime because of the last loss and losing to Usyk.
I'm Phil.
Who is probably the greatest heavyweight maybe ever, right? So there's no shame in losing to Usyk, right? But if you ask Jake Paul, oh man, this is a joke. He's going to walk right through him. This is the man that lost to Tommy Fury, right? I don't want to repeat myself from yesterday. I'm just giving some final thoughts. As I did say yesterday, by the way, I hope both guys make it home, okay? They are putting on a show. This is a spectacle. They timed it perfectly because there's no UFC going on. This weekend is all about influencer boxing, and that's what this is. This isn't real boxing. This is Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul putting on a show on Netflix, making a ton of money, giving people like me something to talk about, giving people like you something to watch. It's a spectacle. It's not a serious boxing match. It's a serious sport, but this doesn't mean anything in the rankings, right? Jake Paul isn't going to take a win over Anthony Joshua and then all of a sudden challenge Usyk. Oh my God, and now I just say that. That's probably what he's got to do if he wins. If he wins. It's crazy that we're even saying that. But as I said, they timed it perfectly. There's no UFC for the next 6 weeks, okay? So there's no competition. So everyone's going to be watching Anderson Silva taking on Tyron Woodley. I'm actually very intrigued by that fight. In fact, no, I'm intrigued by Anderson Silva. I'm a huge fan of Anderson Silva. I always have been. That's why I wanted to fight him. And the fact that he's going at, 50 years old, and he weighed in, I think, 191 pounds or something like that. Man, the guy's still lean. He's still doing it. He still look fast and sharp on the pads. Fair play to Anderson Silva and fair play to Tyron Woodley, right? I hope they're making a fortune as well. There's also Andrew Tate this weekend taking on Chase Demore. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know too much about these guys. I did see a video of Chase Demore where he reacts to a feint and he's falling all over the place. The man's way bigger than Andrew Tate, but he certainly can't fight, okay? And he's got some Mickey Mouse belt on. He can't fight. I will say this about Andrew Tate. Daz Morris is my old boxing coach and a very good friend of mine. He used to promote the main event. It was a huge Thai boxing event in Manchester and around the UK. And he had Andrew Tate on several times. And he said, listen, Andrew Tate, he can box, he can fight. And we know he's got a large following and all the rest of it. And now he's the CEO of Misfits, right? So again, great timing, because Saturday night you're going to need something to watch. We're all going to be sitting there blown away going, wow, this fight that we watched, okay? Jake Paul just did it. It's incredible. There's a lot of good fights. Oh, and by the way, I got to give a special shout out to Tony Ferguson. He's fighting this weekend as well. So there's no MMA, but there's plenty of MMA stars. There's no boxing, but there's plenty of boxing stars in terms of Anthony Joshua taking on Jake Paul, right? For the record, my prediction, Anthony Joshua, if he fights tooth and nail, if he really wants it, if he really has dug deep, if he's left no stone unturned in the training camp, if he's gone the extra mile, then he will absolutely obliterate Jake Paul, okay? And I just hope for Jake Paul's sake that he doesn't come out the other side injured, right? He might get knocked out. He might end up going to the hospital. He might be black and blue. But I hope that ultimately he's okay, right? Even though he's out there saying that all us lot, hold on, what was the actual quote? He said, I made all these hating old ass fighters relevant. Yep, Jake Paul made me relevant. Keep saying my name for your clicks. You're all YouTubers now. Yeah, we are, okay? Because we've had long, storied, gloried careers, okay? We've done it the proper way, right? Not everyone's going to be a Disney child and a big-time YouTuber. I mean, the man knocked it out of the park. Fair play to him. He had a very, very successful life. He's having a successful foray into combat sports. I won't say a boxing career because it's not a boxing career. He didn't go through the amateur ranks and then turn pro after winning the Olympics like Anthony Joshua did, like a lot of people do. And fair play to him. He cracked the code because a lot of boxers that try to do it down that path, they make no money, right? So fair play to him. Not hating on that at all. I'm just hating on this absolute sheer spectacle, hating on him singing London Bridges falling down and all this. Anthony Joshua, by the way, probably didn't pay attention at school, had no idea what the Boston Tea Party was.
No, my question is, of course, I know you don't believe
No,
that.
wait, what you say?
Boston Tea Party 2.0, fam.
What's a Boston Tea Party?
To be fair, I do remember doing that in school, but in England, no one gives a damn about 1776, okay? And yeah, I did know about the Boston Tea Party before moving here. Anthony Joshua, of course, isn't too up on American history, but still, Anthony Joshua is going to win. It should be a first round knockout. Who wins? It'll be live tonight. I'll also be live tonight. They'll be on Netflix. I'll be sitting here in my little room. Jake Paul's right. I'm a YouTuber now. But you know what? I've lived a great life. I still do. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and ring the bell. How's this one going to end? I mean, it should end in Anthony Joshua knocking him spark out. But we shall see.